Accidental shootings involving children is a tragedy that we've heard play out in the Arklatex one too many times. And for Rochelle Gates, it's a nightmare she's lived through.
No parent wants to bury their child.
When her son, Demontrier, was 7 years old, he accidentally shot and killed himself while playing with a gun.
And I had to live with that because I was there. My son basically died in my arms, so that's always going to be with me.
This September marks 10 years since the accident.
It's like a dream that you never wake up from. That's something that's going to live with me for the rest of my life, losing my child.
She is now a huge proponent of gun safety.
Because I would never want another child or another parent to go through losing a child like I lost my child.
We wanted to do an analysis of exactly how many accidental shootings involving minors happen in our area, but many law enforcement agencies told us they don't specifically track those types of shootings. Without the numbers, we did a search of our news archives and tracked the number of reports involving those accidents.
A 3-year-old Natchitoches boy has died tragically after getting hold of a loaded gun and accidentally shooting himself.
An East Texas toddler is fighting for his life after accidentally shooting himself.
We've just learned a 14-year-old boy accidentally shot by a friend has died.
We found since the beginning of 2016 at least a dozen kids and teens in our viewing area have been hurt or killed by guns accidentally going off in the Arklatex. Many of the shootings involved children under the age of 10 and all had one thing in common. The guns were not locked in safes or locked with gun locks like this one. A study by the Associated Press finds that Louisiana is only second to Alaska in accidental shootings involving minors per capita. So what's going on? Many we spoke with say it's a lack of education about securely storing guns.
The terribly sad part about firearms accidents involving children is that such incidents can be prevented by following a few gun safety precautions.
Bill Brassard with the National Shooting Sports Foundation says the foundation has an initiative called Project Child Safe
to encourage gun owners to securely store their firearms when they're not in use, to keep them out of the wrong hands, particularly out of the hands of children.
Their initiative provides gun owners with free educational materials and gun locks through law enforcement departments.
Education is the key.
Ron's gun employee, Gene Mock, says their family-run business is all about gun safety.
All the manufacturers provide locks with the guns, on the new guns, and we have locks available here for the used guns, free of charge.
He showed us a few different ways guns can be stored out of the hands of kids.
See, it renders it useless. Just lock it through the frame, and the gun slides up. Just a moment is all it takes for a child to get hold of a gun.
But if that moment happens, he says, that's where educating kids about guns comes in handy.
The children know that, they're not going to play with it if they know what it's capable of.
Teaching kids young is something Helen Helverson believes in when it comes to her grandson.
4 years old, he's already learned the gun safety.
He got a BB gun for Christmas.
And we're teaching him, while he's using the BB gun, how to do all the safety steps.
The idea of teaching kids how to use guns safely is what brought about a dozen boys and girls out to the Caddo Sheriff's Training Academy on a blustery, chilly Saturday morning in January.
There's really no such thing as a firearms accident. It's always a firearms negligence.
Sergeant Jim Dunn is the range master.
We feel that education is the key to keeping kids safe, and the adults too.
Sergeant Dunn says it's not unusual for Arklatex kids to get BB guns, rifles, or shotguns for Christmas.
Hunting and firearm sports is part of our culture.
And the bundled up kids were there to learn how to use their new guns.
Stock on your shoulder, both hands, good grip, right on that dot. All right, look down that sight picture, squeeze the trigger. There you go.
Scott Lowe brought his niece to the range. Did she get a gun for Christmas?
She actually got 2.
He hopes the one thing she takes from the class is learning the importance of gun safety.
That's how accidents happen, when they don't know what they're doing.
The firearm can be useful, and at the same time it can be dangerous. So with gun ownership comes great responsibility.
It's a lesson Rochelle hopes others take to heart and are aware of gun safety so they don't have to feel the heartache she carries with her every day.
I wasn't aware at the time, but
Each year, she and her family celebrate Demontrier's birthday wearing t-shirts with his picture on it to honor him and make sure his memory is never forgotten. In Shreveport, Victoria Shirley, KSLA News 12.